Welcome back to the channel. Going to do a little book review on As a Man Thinketh, written by James Allen. Just going to read a couple, maybe read a couple pages. Maybe I might read the whole book piece by piece, video by video. So let's go. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. As a man thinketh, they themselves are makers of themselves. Okay. Mind is the master power, the mold that molds and makes, and man is mind, and evermore he takes the tool and thought, and shaping what he wills, brings forth 1,000 joys and 1,000 ills. He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but his looking glass. Forward. This little volume, the result of meditation and experience, is not intended as an exclusive treatise on the much written upon subject of the power of thought. It is suggestive rather than explanatory, its object being to stimulate the men and women to the discovery and perception of the truth that they themselves are makers of themselves, by virtue of the thoughts they choose and encourage. That mind is the master weaver, both of the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstance. And that as they may have hitherto woven in ignorance and pain, they may now weave in enlightenment and happiness. James Allen, Broad Park, Ilfracombe, England. Thought and character. The aphorism, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, not only embraces the whole of a man's being, but is so comprehensive as to reach out to every condition and circumstance of his life. A man is literally what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of all his thoughts. As a plant springs from, and could not be without, the seed, so is every act of a man spring from the hidden seeds of thought, and could not have appeared without them. This applies equally to those acts that are spontaneous and unpremeditated, as to those which are deliberately executed. Act is the blossom of thought, and joy and suffering are its fruits. Thus does a man garner in the sweet bitter fruitage of his own husbandry. Thought in the mind hath made us. What we are by thought was wrought and built. If a man's mind have evil thoughts, pain comes on him as the wheel, the ox behind. If one endure in purity of thought, joy follows him as his own shadow. Sure. Man is a growth by law, another creation by artifice, and cause and effect is as absolute and undeviating in the hidden realm of thought as in the world of visible and material things. A noble and godlike character is not a thing of favor or chance, but is the natural result of continued effort in right thinking, the result of long-cherished association with the godlike thoughts. An ignoble bestial character, by the same process, is the result of the continuing harboring of groveling thoughts. Man is made or unmade by himself. In the armory of thought, he forges the weapons by which he destroys himself. He also fashions the tools which he builds for himself, heavenly mansions of joy and strength and peace. By the right choice of true application of thought, man ascends to the divine perfection. By the abuse and wrong application of thought, he descends below the level of the beast. Between these two extremes are all the grades of character, and man is their maker and master. Of all the beautiful truths pertaining to the soul which have been restored and brought to the light in this age, none is more gladdening or fruitful of divine promise and confidence than this. The man is the master of thought, the molder of creator. Let me read that again. That man is the master of thought, the molder of character, and the maker and shaper of condition, environment, and destiny. As a being of power and intelligence and love, and the Lord of his own thoughts, Man holds the key to every situation and contains with himself that transforming and regenerating agency by which he may make himself what he wills. Man is always the master, even in his weakest and most abandoned state. But in his weakest and degradation, he is the foolish master, who misgoverns his household. When he begins to reflect upon his condition, to search diligently for the law upon which his being is established, he then becomes the wise master, directing his energies with intelligence and fashioning his thoughts to fruitful issues. Such is the conscious master, and man can only thus become by discovering within himself the laws of thought, which discovery is totally a matter of application, self-analysis, and experience. Only by searching and minding are gold and diamonds obtained. And man can find every truth connected with his being if he will dig deep into the mind of his soul, and that he is the maker of his character, the molder of his life, and the builder of his destiny. He may unerringly prove if he will watch, control, and alter his thoughts, tracing their effects upon himself, upon others, upon his life, and the circumstances, linking cause and effect by patience and investigation, and utilizing every experience, even to the most trivial everyday occurrence, as a means of obtaining the knowledge of himself, which is understanding, wisdom, power. In this direction, as in no other, is the law absolute, that he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. For only by patience and practice and ceaseless importunity can a man enter to the door of the temple of knowledge.